Welcome back to another edition of Fly Tying with Jim Misiura. Today I'm going to tie a small jig for the winter time, and this is going to be a little lime balm. I'm gonna put a hot spot on there. The hook that I have in the vise, this is a Lively Legs number 310L or J, and is a barbless jig hook. And the bead that I have on there, I have a gold. This is Lively Legs 2.4 millimeter gold. And they also have a bead that's called Fool's Gold. It's a duller one. They're nice too. We're going to start out. I'm going to use some of the orange thread for my hot spot. So I'm going to start right at the back there. And I'm going to use a Grizzly hackle for the tail. It's just a soft Grizzly. Doesn't really matter. It's something to give it a little bit of a kind of a broken up speckled-ish appearance on the back. And we'll make that tail about the length of the hook shank. And we're going to go ahead and tie that in there. Let me shorten that thread. There we go. Remember, if you get some of the, if your tail starts going around the back, go ahead and put one underneath the tail. I don't need it on this one, so I'm going to stop there. I'm going to remove that excess. And I'm actually going to tie that off right there. Give me my whip finish. And we're going to remove that thread. We get the hot spot on. Now I'm going to take a light olive. This is almost gray thread. This is Hemingway. This is an 8/0 thread. Fantastic thread. It compares very well to Vivas. We're going to secure that bead. And when you're securing a slotted bead, it actually takes quite a few wraps right there. And we're going to go back. And this, since I have a little bit of a bump there with that orange thread, that's why I'm putting a little bit more of a base on. Kind of even it out. We want our taper getting bigger towards the head. So, we'll get that even. Now for our body, I have, this is just craft store stretch cord, and this is lime stretch cord. And I'm going to secure that at the front. This particular stretch cord, I've had it so long I actually had to use a marker on it to turn it because it's been in the sun, and I've had it for years. And that's the main reason why it faded. And then as I go towards the rear, I'm going to pull it. Could leave it a little looser at the front, but then as you go to the rear, you can pull it. It'll make it thinner and help you with a taper. And again, is the taper real necessary? Probably not, because this is going to be moving. We're going to have CDC on the head. I mean, how are they going to really see the taper? I would say probably not. So it's not that important that it's tapered. It just looks nicer in your box. Okay, now I'm going to take that stretch cord and I'm going to stretch it. I always turn my vise so I can see the point of the hook there. We're going to wrap that And you can see the stretch cord was split in there a little bit. That's one nice thing about this particular stretch cord. If you use it for legs, say if you want a crazy leg fly and use this for legs, you can split those legs and you'll have it's almost like a hackle, very fine. This stuff goes down to very, very fine. This is similar to the Frosty Fly Devil, Olive Devil. And we're going to secure that. Very similar, actually. It's probably almost a reproduction of it. And I'm going to take that back just a bit. And I'm going to make a dubbing loop. I'm going to give it one wrap around there. And then whenever I'm going to make the dubbing, when I use a dubbing loop, I always want to try to get that waxed. Helps hold your material into the loop until you get it twisted. Now on the front we're going to take just a very small CDC feather. And this is nice, tying these little ones like this, you get to use those little CDC feathers. And I had a little hole in the bottom of the bag that I was pulling them out, but I just pulled out about 5 or 6. I got to put them back in the bag there. And here we have this, here's the feather. You can see how small it is. It's like the size of my fingernail only. Take some of those heavy fluff from the bottom. And then I'm actually going to trim the tip off. About now you're probably thinking, well, there's not going to be much left to it. I'm going to put that on my dubbing block. And we're going to push that down into the dubbing block. And there we have it. We'll take our chip clip. If you get the chip clips, make sure you don't get ones with teeth on it. Then we're going to cut that stem off. And that is about all you need right there. You don't need a whole lot. We're going to put the clip into the thread, into the dubbing loop. And then when we slide it off, we can release the chip clip. Now I'm going to just give my thread, my dubbing loop, a quick twist. And then we can wrap that. It's only going to be a couple of wraps. Take that and push everything towards the back. That last wrap in front. And we're going to secure that thread. I'm knocking everything over. And I could go ahead and remove that excess dubbing loop. And pull everything to the back. Get a couple of wraps on there. There we go. Now you can put a little bit of dubbing on the front there if it's not to your liking. I think that's pretty good though. And I'm going to give that the whip finish. You can see on here, you can see that thread. And that's one thing I usually don't like. I like to put a little bit of dubbing on there to hide that. One point forward. We'll go ahead and remove that thread. Get a little bit of head cement. Clean my brush off pretty well. I'm going to put that right in that slot. The little hole slot on the top. And here we have a little lime balm. Hope that you learned something from this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends. Leave comments, questions, suggestions. Please visit my sponsors. Let them know that I sent you. And if you'd like to purchase any flies, go to etsy.com/shop/theflymanjim. And if you don't see it there, just simply send me a message and I'll get right back to you. And most of all, thank you very much for watching my videos.